Weather forecast.
Well, it was a very chilly start to our Thursday morning out there today as temperatures managed to start off in those 20s. Even a few places were in the teens. Thankfully, though, we have warmed up a little bit above average across the area this afternoon. And here's a live lookout with our Phoenix Park Skycam. Still seeing those clouds in place, and that'll continue until later tonight. Temperatures have managed to warm up to about 51 degrees, but it is still rather on that breezy side of things. Winds are out of the south-southeast up to about 15 miles an hour, and those dew points continue to hover in the 20s, indicating that we do have some relatively drier air that remains in place. Winds haven't been nearly as windy as what we saw yesterday. Yesterday, we were talking about those wind gusts up to about 25 to even 35 miles an hour in a few places. At the very most, up to about 25 to 26. Let's do a little bit of a temperature tour across the board this evening. We have 48 degrees on the gauge in Winter as well as up in Hayward. 50 at this time in Chetek and Jim Falls. Same with Chippewa Falls as well. 51 in Augusta, 51 also in Baldwin, 54 at this time in Ellsworth, and those low to mid 50s continue across portions of the Coulee region, where we have about 54 degrees in Tomah and 53 at this time in La Crosse. We have seen a few showers appear on radar out ahead of this low pressure system that continues to push further and further to the east. This is expected to move further to our north for tonight. And as this system approaches, there is a chance for a few stray showers, but as I mentioned at the top of the show, and of course just a few moments ago, we do have some dry air in place, so a lot of this is not going to be making its way down to the ground. So we're really not expecting much in that rain gauge. Turning ahead for tonight and the next few days, continuing with those cloudy conditions throughout the night tonight. Again, a chance for a few stray showers. I do think those better chances for that rain to reach the ground will be further off to the east. We'll maybe see some gradual clearing later tonight, and as a result, those temperatures will drop just a little bit more. Starting off our day with a little bit of some sunshine out there, but we could see a few sprinkles from time to time out ahead of our next system. As we move into Friday night and early Saturday, more clouds will begin to progress into the region. So sticking around with those cloudy conditions, we have a low pressure system that'll be traveling to our south. And with that, some places in the Coulee region have the chance to see their first few flurries of the season. I do think for the Chippewa Valley, this is going to stay further to our south, so not expecting anything in terms of precipitation. But that bigger story for us is going to be much cooler air funneling into western Wisconsin. Looking ahead into Friday, temperatures are going to be struggling a little bit in the 40s. As we roll into Saturday morning, temperatures in the 30s. And for much of us, many places across the area, those daytime highs are only going to be in the 30s. With that coupled with those breezier conditions, that will allow for wind chill values potentially down as low as the teens. So definitely make sure to have that jacket if you do plan to be out and about for this weekend. For tonight, dropping down near 38 degrees with maybe a stray shower early with those decreasing clouds late. Those winds changing out of the south to the west later on in the night. Looking ahead with your 7-day forecast, a little bit more in the way of cooler weather over the next few days. 48 degrees for a high for tomorrow. Those 30-degree highs continue into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But before you know it, we'll slowly begin to inch right back up to where we should be for this time of the year, Judy. So kind of a plunge on the temperature roller coaster, and then kind of mediating.
Comes back up a little bit.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks so much, Sarah.